Welcome to a very wintry garden. We had the first proper frost in the past week, so a lot of the old perennials from autumn are starting to go black and die off. I am finally going to tackle planting some bulbs, so if you are like me and your bulbs are literally growing out of the packet, I hope you get some motivation to get out into the cold winter garden. I promise you do feel better afterwards. Before I head outside to the garden, the poinsettia that Marie Staunton gave me last week is composting itself as we speak. Something I learned about these is these are actually indoor plants, and Marie Staunton, sorry if I said Marie, I keep saying Marie, my brain just doesn't function. She was saying these are indoor plants, and if you see them outside in garden centres or supermarkets, buy the ones that are inside. So I think what happened this one is I planted it on, but I put it into really, really cold soil and a pot from the greenhouse. This is why I don't do indoor plants. I feel like indoor plants are fussy. I like Mother Nature's assistance outside, so that's just going to compost nicely. But you know what? A lot of Christmas plants are toxic if ingested to these little monkeys. Hang on, I actually think Bjug is underneath my jumper. Is she? Or who's underneath here? No, just my boots. Where's your sister? Where's your sister? Hang on, we need to find... Oh, I think I know where your sister is. Can I have my camera back? Can I have the camera back, please? Bon, that is my handy. I think little Bjuggy. Oh, I thought she was having a nap. And here is the problem child. Bjug is definitely the instigator, the troublemaker of the two of them. Little Bon is just like big and burly, but Bjug manages to get herself in places and do things in places that she shouldn't. Okay, I have a plan. First of all, the bulbs I'm planting are they're growing themselves in the bag. Oh no, look, she don't need no soil, she just has some cobwebs and she's already growing. Okay, I am going to recycle. I need to clean these first. It's always a good habit to clean old pots so you don't spread any diseases. I am a hoarder of pots. I think we all are, us gardeners. So I'm going to use the bigger ones, and my plan is I'm going to sit the ugly pot inside of a pretty terracotta pot, so when the bulbs start to go a bit nip, I can just take this out, whip it to the side of the greenhouse, let the bulb die off as you do around about May time, and the terracotta pretty pot I can just insert a dahlia or something a bit more, maybe a nice little achillea, I don't know. So that is my plan for the pots. You don't have to do that. You could fill a terracotta pot with the soil and stick it in, but I'm thinking I might have my garden segment next year on the telly, so I don't want to have loads of planted terracotta pots. I want to have like a couple of nice ones on display, stick the plant in it, transport it, and then take it back, and I can swap around the pots. You can absolutely just throw your bulbs into the soil and stick them into a pot. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just explaining what I'm doing in case you're like, what are you actually doing? I don't know. So I'm going to go get some compost that I still have out the front, fill up my wheelbarrow and start planting. It's so cold as well. I am planting hyacinths. This is my display since October, I think. I was on the telly talking about bulbs and I haven't planted them. Anyway, this is hyacinths. Can't remember any of the varieties for these, although I do have another bag here and it has some of the names on the front. These are giant alliums, Globe Master, I'm going to say. I've then got, look, they're literally growing in the pot. They're growing upwards towards the light, my friends. So yeah, these are all for pots. So I have I think I have enough. Now, being totally honest, I did not want to get into the garden today. It has been cold, it has been wet. I can give you excuses the length of my arm, but something I actually kind of had a little epiphany when I was out in the garden. So I was thinking to myself, this time of year, December, chaos. I feel like there's a hustle and bustle, just energy about people. Even if I'm just going to get coffee in the morning, I notice there's more traffic build up, people going to get their Christmas shopping, the pubs are busier. There's like this kind of, I'm going to say like a frantic energy that I just kind of pick up on. But when I stepped into the garden, I kind of felt this grounding peacefulness, and that's going to sound a bit woo-woo, but there was like this eerie peaceful silence. And I notice it this time of year in the garden. I think it's because my fellow neighbours are not in their gardens. Bar one or two who are into their garden might be doing some bulbs. But generally people kind of aren't outdoors as much. But there was still like the usual suspects in my garden. The robin appeared, the blackbird that potters around. I don't know if it's the same blackbird, but as I was doing bits in the garden, like unearthing a bit of soil, I noticed that they just pottered along with me. And of course, the pigeons. So I think what I'm trying to say is the reality of nature is this time of year, it's silent, sleepy, gardens kind of going to bed. There's this rumbling of the seeds or the bulbs are kind of growing underneath. I've noticed some spring bulbs getting ready for the next season, and it seems completely opposite to what us as humans are doing this time of year, where there's a busyness, a hustle, a bustle, Christmas. So yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but something I notice is that contrast between nature itself, a bit more peaceful and calm, versus us as humans running around getting our bits for Christmas. Now I know that's not going to be the same everywhere, but just something I picked up on. Now back to the topic, which is bulb planting, and someone asked me a question on Instagram, which was a good one. And also I get very flattered if someone asks me a garden question, because I am far from Monty Don. And also, I will only ever say this is how I garden. I'm not going to tell you how to garden. I'm happy to share knowledge, but I'll never tell you what to do. Question was, how deep should I plant the bulbs? So I plant double the depth, depending on, I'm planting hyacinths right now. They can be a bit more shallow in the container. Basically, all the info is on the back of your packet of bulbs. However, if you get a packet, there's no instructions. Go double the depth. So you'll see I put crocus into the grass and I didn't put them in that deep. Bulbs will also shift in the soil, and once you put them in the general depth, some of them may rise up, or some of them may go deeper down into the soil themselves as they're growing. I decided not to do the daffodils in the pots because my pots were too shallow. So daffodils, ideally, it's quite a big bulb. So if you can plant double the depth, you can get fancy bulb planters as well. I'm also only doing pots, but if you're new to my channel, if you head back to last year's videos, I did loads in raised beds as cut flowers, and you can also flick back to spring videos and you can see what the garden looked like in spring. Because right now my garden is looking pretty miserable, but sure, look, I think everyone's is at this stage of the year. And I just want to say as well, please do not beat yourself up if you have not done any garden jobs. There's a lady who sits beside me in art class, and she has a greenhouse, she has bees, she has loads of land, and every week we say to each other, so did you get out and do the bulbs? And she's like, no, I didn't. So we said, okay, this is the week we're going to do our bulbs. And the same with poor Karen as well. So I don't know if us gardeners, it was a tough growing year, and I think we are just tired. Okay, I have managed to do 20 odd pots. This one's nice and full. These are some Aliums, but they're Globe Master. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start them in pots because I might have to use them in a telly and then I'll plant them. I don't know what any of these are. The bigger ones I think are tulips. Some hyacinths. I actually didn't label any of them, so it's going to be a little surprise. Got more over here. Some hyacinths in here. The only thing I didn't plant is I have a load of daffodils and I don't know what I was thinking with daffodils. I think I thought I was going to have the front border built. You know, the one I've been trying to do all year. But I don't. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with these. I might even give them away because they really need to be planted this month. I might give them away if I can't figure out what I'm going to do with them, because see, they're quite big, so if you do these in pots you really need huge, like deep pots, because you plant ideally double the depth. So, and all the borders in the garden already has daffodils, so yeah, I definitely was thinking of these for the front, but I didn't build what I wanted to build, and I will definitely not have it built in the next few weeks. So I may have to give these away, but I'll wait another week to see. And then I just have these Alium. Can't pronounce the name. Can you see that? These are small ones, so they're designed to go in pots. I have one packet of them. Sorry, I have 2 packets of them. I have 50 of them. I've run out of pots though. And I just found one last Globe Master. So I think I might just chuck him into the ground because I've run out of pots. These 2 are only itching to become garden cats. They're like, but I know for a fact, as soon as their paws touch outside, they have not felt the cold of outside. So I think she would be straight back in anyway. She is a lady of luxury. You can even tell from her eyes, she has that cheeky glint. So yeah, the 2 of them love to just have a little watch and admire outside. Every time I open the door, they are straight over. She has gotten out twice. Once I opened the door to the delivery driver and she just bump. And I was like, where did she even come from? So I found her hiding spot. She hides under the shoe thing, and when you open the door, that's how she tries to get out. My tea has gone cold. Lasted 2 minutes out here. I think tea is good for the soil, isn't it? Cold tea. If you do have potted your bulbs, well done. It feels like you've done nothing, but come springtime, no, that was the hard work there. Mother Nature will sprinkle her magic now. Springtime, I was looking back at old spring videos on my phone of the garden and I was like, yes, this is why we come out in December. Well, there's a bit of sun now actually. Oh, the blackbird is back. I'll try to get a shot of him. You might hear his little feet going around. Hope you love the random nature clips. Today's my cup. I was like, where did I leave my cup? I would do this. I would come back in February and I'd find a cup with something growing in it. If you need some motivation to get out into the garden in December, I listened to Mel Robbins. I think she just popped up on my Instagram and she had shared something along the lines of, basically you don't wait to feel motivated to do something. You just go out and begin and do it, and then the motivation comes. So that's what I did today. Managed to get, I think I managed to get 2 hours in the garden today in the cold, which I think is okay. I'm going inside now. Cheeky thumbs up if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Normally it's a lot of Sunday garden videos throughout the year, but winter they're not as frequent because the garden's kind of going to bed, isn't it? But not for long, because we've a nice winter in Ireland. Spring shoots will be up soon. couple of weeks after that winter solstice, is it? We're back sucking diesel then. It'd be sunny, it'd be lovely. Spring is lovely. Anyway, get out in the garden, vitamin G, enjoy it.